Let's talk a bit about the European matches. Talk about the Champions League. I know Chelsea fans don't want me to talk about the Champions League right now, but listen, Chelsea fans, bro, y'all can't avoid me right now. You can't avoid me at all. You see what I'm saying? You can't. Big up to the boy Ankit. Big up to the boy Chelsea Perspective. Big up to Halftime TV. Big up to my boy Taron Sachdeva. Big up to Adam the Great. Thank you very much for tuning in, bro. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. And great moderation by you as well. Big up to Pachara as well, man. You know what I mean? Big up to everybody in here. Look, big up to Keith Gilbert. Big up everybody in here. Look, let's take a look at the Champions League results. Champions League. Let's go to the latest and the greatest right there. And let's take a look at the fixtures and results. And guys, I am yet to actually talk about two of the first leg Champions League quarterfinal matches. And that's what I'm going to attempt to do right now. So, guys, Man City 1, Atletico Madrid 0. So, in this game, we had a 78-minute goal scored by Kevin De Bruyne. And if you guys check the stats here for this one, Atletico Madrid did not have a single attempt at goal for the entire match. And I think that's the first time under Simeone that they failed to muster a single attempt, which is very, very negative anti-football if you ask me. Or maybe City's just too good. A lot of people didn't actually mention that. So City with the 1-0 lead going into the second leg, and let's see if they could actually just, you know, keep level-headed and not fall victim to Atletico Madrid and a comeback here. So kudos to City. As for Liverpool, they defeated Benfica 3-1. Konate in the 17th minute, Mane in the 34th, Darwin Nunez with a comeback goal in the 49th minute, and Luis Diaz to finish off the Portuguese in the 87th. I must say that Benfica played well, especially in the second half. I think they had a better second half than Liverpool did, and they themselves had a better second half than their first half performance. So, look, they had opportunities to draw the game, but failed to capitalize, and Liverpool, on the other hand, took theirs, and they end up winning the game 3-1. Is the tie over? Pretty much, but Benfica still got a little hope there. So, you know, Liverpool in the driver's seat as they go back to Anfield. So I'm not going to get too deeper into that. I did put out a clip talking about that. But what I really want to talk about is Chelsea losing to Real Madrid 3-1. Chelsea, of course, being the defending champions. Real Madrid, you know, going through a transition, new manager and everything, Carlo Ancelotti. And they've been doing it brilliantly on top of La Liga. And the 13-time Champions League winners got knocked out last season to the hands of Chelsea, the eventual winners. And Karim Benzema with a hat-trick. A hat-trick. Chelsea beaten, outplayed in their own stadium for the second match running. Not a very good performance by Chelsea at all, man. The defensive side of the game, not good. Not good at all. I'm not going to go through every single goal, but those Benzema headers, Vinicius with those runs, god damn. Karim Benzema is on a whole nother level this season. And he's gone up to what I think fourth in terms of all-time Champions League goal scoring behind Lewandowski, just behind Lewandowski, Ronaldo and Messi. But those headers were damn good, man. Wow. Havertz pulled one back in the 48th minute. And then, as soon as kickoff, Benzema completed a hat-trick in the second half. Chelsea had a strong second half, in my opinion, where they had numerous amount of chances. If we check the stat sheet right now, you would see what I'm talking about. Chelsea had opportunities, but just did not take their opportunities. They had more attempts than Real Madrid, you could see, but they were very, very wasteful. A total of 58 attacks in the game for Chelsea, 20 attempts. 20! They only scored once. Most of the ball, 55%. Real Madrid with only 8 attempts, 3 in the back of the net, 18 attacks, and still ended up winning the game convincingly. I think Vinicius did hit the post, if I'm not mistaken, the crossbar. But Chelsea had some damn good efforts. With Thibaut Courtois, the former Chelsea man, having to come up with some huge saves. You could see that. 4 saves. 4 big saves. Lukaku had a big chance as well. He didn't put his header on target. I think Chelsea missed a trick here. They could have gotten a better scoreline. Even a 3-2 loss would have been good going into the second leg. But I think this tie is all but over. I think this is over. I think I read something that Tuchel says that the tie is over as well. This is over. Chelsea, as defending champions, will be knocked out next week at the Bernabeu. Real Madrid will move on to the semi to face one of City or Atleti, most likely Man City, but it could well be a Madrid derby in the semi-final. I'm just going to keep it, objective there. All right? So, I was watching this game. I watched both games, but I wasn't in a position to actually talk about the games. Chelsea, those goals they conceded, it looked ugly, man. It looked really ugly for them. But for Real Madrid, from a Real Madrid standpoint, that was sheer brilliance by Karim Benzema. And in the build-up, I spoke to a Chelsea fan and I said, no way, coming off of that loss against Brentford, the way you look, you're not beating Real Madrid. And with the fact that Benzema is fit again, coming off of a brace on the weekend against Celta Vigo, not winning. And look, my words came to pass. Real Madrid 3, Chelsea 1, and Carlo Ancelotti, who I thought would have missed the game because of COVID, because according to Norando, halftime TV, but Carlo was on the touchline. So Tuchel and Chelsea going through some things right now. 7 goals conceded in 2 matches. Very unprecedented stuff on the Tuchel. And they need to get their act together if they are to stay alive in the Champions League. So we're going to go on to the next tie. And that tie is one that might be a bit misleading. Villarreal 1, Bayern Munich 0. The first time Bayern Munich have lost an away match since 2017. And probably one of the fewer games that they have not scored in. I think Villarreal missed a trick here. Let's take a look at the stats. Great goal by Danjuma. Parejo with the shot diverted in by Danjuma. But look, let us take a look at the stats here. You see exactly what I'm talking about. Villarreal had 11 attempts, 41 attacks. They had 40% of the ball. That's a lot of the ball when you come up against Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich with 21 total attempts, 67 attacks. But it was Villarreal with the more clear-cut chances. There were only a few times where Bayern Munich had some chances where they were like, yeah, that should have been scored. Very few. Very, very few. Villarreal had some huge chances. Look at that. Listen. They had some huge chances that they just did not take. They didn't take these chances. They didn't take the chances. And I think they would root the fact that they did not take some of those big chances they had against Bayern Munich. Didn't test Neuer enough. He didn't make any saves in the game. Right? He didn't make any saves in the game. Rui had to make 4 saves. But when Villarreal had those chances, they just blasted them wide, blasted them over. And just like Salzburg, where they picked up a 1-1 draw in their tie, and went to the Allianz Arena and got completely and utterly embarrassed. Guys, I have a sneaky feeling that Julian Nagelsmann and his boys are going to be out for blood in that second leg. Guys, Bayern are down, but Bayern are not out. Note I said, Bayern are down, but Bayern are not out. And that scoreline against Salzburg after the 1-1 draw was a 7-1 loss. Unai Emery and Villarreal, it's either you guys are going to pull off something spectacular in Germany, in Munich there, by winning, or drawing to ultimately go on to win the tie, or you're going to get destroyed. I talked about this Bayern Munich team and the lineup. I talked about the lineup for Bayern, and I said their defense is not the strongest. It is not. Upamecano has not been that Upamecano we saw at Leipzig at all. Pavard, he's so-so. Davies is now coming back from a long-term layoff. He didn't have a bad game. And Luka Hernandez does play left back, center back at times, and I don't think he's been worth the 80 million that they pay for him, right? I think Bayern, in my opinion, they were a stronger team. I like Bayern with Kimmich at right back. But this is not the same Bayern Munich. Neuer is not that same Manuel Neuer that, was at Schalke and, was so good at his earlier stages at Bayern. Still good, but still. You get what I'm saying. But the attack did not click on the day. I think they did not have Lewandowski involved enough. Not enough service to Lewandowski. And they didn't test the Villarreal defense enough. Villarreal did score a second goal. An attempted pass by Coquelin. But he drifted in an offside position. But 1 point. One thing I noticed about this Villarreal team. And guys, I don't know if you noticed this yourself. But this team is filled up of players that are getting a second lease on their career, if you understand, like a second lease on life. You look at Lo Celso, right? From Betis to Spurs. Conte didn't work out. Maybe he'll go back, I don't know, but you look at him. You look at Dan Juma coming up from the championship with Bournemouth, right? You look at Parejo, formerly of Valencia. Look at Capoe, was playing second division with Watford. You look at Coquelin, his Arsenal days, right? You look at players like Albiol, who's been around for God knows when. 1 point. Not getting the chances at Tottenham. You look at Rui, was a Man City youngster that, was out on loan, and he's getting his opportunities, right? And there's a few players that's making their own, in Estupinian and Pau Torres, you know what I'm saying? And the likes of Gerard Moreno, who had a great game in my opinion. But then, when I'm not going to get into the bench really, but you look at Alcacer, who went from being very good at Valencia, Barcelona not doing well. He went to Dortmund, didn't do well. You look at Iborra from Sevilla and Leicester. So you look at a team. You look at the manager as well. You look at the manager. The team embodies the spirit of the manager. Look at Aurier as so. Look, I would love to see Villarreal go on to make the second ever semifinal. But I have a feeling Bayern Munich are gonna wake up and defeat them in the second leg though. So yeah, but let's see. I did give Villarreal no chance, and they still ended up winning the game. So give it up to Villarreal, man. Give it up to Villarreal. So in terms of the second legs, guys, they're well poised. We had all winners in the first legs with Villarreal beating Bayern, Real Madrid beating Chelsea, City beating Atleti, and Liverpool beating Benfica. Are we going to see a turnaround in any one of these ties, guys? I think the most likely to get turned around, Atleti City. I think Atleti got it in them to turn it around. I'm just going to say it. I'm a City fan, but I think they got it in them. And then Bayern could turn it around against Villarreal, but I think the other two ties, Liverpool, Benfica, and Chelsea, Real Madrid are all but decided. So the quarterfinal second legs will be next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. So with that being said, guys, we're going to just switch over and we're going to just react to the Europa League.